At the westernmost limits of Britain sit two proud neighbours, shaped by the sea. Devon, a luscious county boasting 2 national parks.
Proper people, proper county, proper cream teas.
Yes.
And hundreds of miles of dramatic coast.
Grew up, lived up, loved up, everything about Devon I love.
And across the River Tamar, Cornwall.
Yeah!
The ancient granite kingdom of Cerno, thrusting out into the Atlantic.
I have travelled the world, but I always come home.
Where old ways enrich the new.
Right, Bill, you up?
It's a very special place. Been here for 100 years.
Millions of visitors head west each year. Some choose to stay for good.
It's just so unbelievably varied. I love that feeling of freedom.
This is my little bit of heaven in Devon.
Whether born here or drawn here, there are still many deep-rooted folk.
Always looking at the judge.
Proudly holding on to their heritage and creating their own future.
I love the ocean, and to be part of something which is within our county's history.
You have to keep working hard to stay here, but we're glad we're here.
These are the stories of the people who call Devon and Cornwall home. The horn-shaped land of Cornwall. Coast of epic rocky cliffs. Inland, rolling waves of green hills capped with granite. And between these rocks and hard places, farmers need to be rugged and hardy. And so does their stock. Beef farmers Steve and Bridgette Clamp understand this landscape well. And naturally, so do their herd of native Devon ruby reds.
Here they come.
They do look lovely when the sun is out. The lovely red ruby coats are shining.
For nearly 80 years, Bridgette's family have been running Higher Trenewen Farm in the village of Nancledra near Penzance. The ruby red herd is their pride and joy. And the key to success is in their breeding.
All these are homebred. Brought them all into the world. These are our future, our next generation.
Next 2 generations, because the 2-year-olds here in calf and the yearlings, which will go to the bull next year.
Just got such characters. Everyone's got a little bit different forelock.
For the Clamps, this is a hugely important year. They've invested a great whack on a new bull, Nimrod. And directly, they're about to find out if his beefy price tag was worth it.
This is his first year with the girls, so hopefully January next year we will have a whole new crop of calves by a different bull, and that's always very exciting when the first one hits the ground. Hopefully he's done his job. I think everybody should be in calf, should be pregnant, which is job done on his part.
The cows need to be brought back to the farm for their pregnancy tests. And Nimrod cooped up in a pen on his own.
It's coming on that time of year that we need to take the bull out from the cows. Yeah, he needs to come in for a rest. Come on! I don't think any man would be very happy of being taken away from 35 ladies like this. I think he'll have the grumps for a couple of days, but have happy memories of being out with his ladies for all the spring and the early summer, enjoying the fantastic grass. What a good boy you are. Oh, that went really well.
Went easy, actually. He's only a young bull, so
Yeah.
he doesn't realise he's in now for the summer.
He'll be all right, I hope.
Soon, Bridget and Steve will discover if Nimrod's done the deed and is due to be a daddy. Battling straight out into the Atlantic Ocean, the Cornish coast is locked in a never-ending power struggle with the sea. Deep Atlantic low-pressure systems sweep in, unleashing powerful swells, giving rise to a true surfer's paradise. For many surfers, the north coast of Cornwall is the prime location, centered on Newquay, a thriving town with an abundance of golden beaches. It's where you'll find surfing veteran and board maker Keith Beddoe and his daughter Katie, a competitive surfer for whom catching waves has become a way of life.
But I think there's a natural energy that the ocean gives you. It just makes you feel good. I remember standing on the sand, gazing out into the ocean and being somehow compelled to it, drawn to it at the age of 11 or 12.
I saw how much joy it gave him. This was a fun existence. This was a great sport with great camaraderie and friends. So of course I would want to make Dad proud and I wanted to join in.
Over the years, Keith has made hundreds of surfboards, but this summer he's fashioning something extra special. Katie has been laid up by a threatening knee injury. So he's designing a new board to help her back into full competition.
If I shape this board by hand, it puts a bit of soul into the surfboard. That's my, I firmly believe that.
Keith has been hand-shaping longboards, one of the oldest types of surfboard, for over 20 years.
This is called a surfboard blank. It comes out of a mould, polyurethane foam. 9 foot is the accepted minimum size for a longboard for competition.
Attention to detail is critical. The surfboard shape, its width, its weight, and the way all three are crafted together will critically influence Katie's future performance.
Hey, Dad, how you doing?
Just in time.
Nice.
Right, listen, I want to just finalise the dimensions before I cut. Because once I get into this, it's done. Okay, I've gone 23 1/8.
But as we said, we need a bit more volume.
You want more volume, and this is going to be more of a nose rider.
I think it's looking great. To me, you can already start seeing how different it is to my current board.
Even you could finish it from there. You've got to hold it in such a way that your fingers are touching the bladder.
Okay. Scary. It's really scary.
Oh, yeah. Can't cope with it anymore.
It is amazing. I'm hoping that the way Dad's done it should enable me to walk cross-step up here and put my full weight here.
With Katie's new board nearing completion, she's trusting she'll soon be back riding her Cornish waves to success.
This board will beg you to nose ride it.
Can't wait. Thanks, Dad.
Later, in Devon and Cornwall...
What do you want better than this? This is my office, really, as they call it.
History on the march, as Crispin helps villagers uphold an ancient Dartmoor tradition.
This is our con, we keep it going. This is not to be lost.
You do get jitters, of course you do.
While Bridgette has an eye on the prize as new bull Nimrod gets ready for the show.
A lot of preparation. If we don't prepare, then we fail.
At the heart of Devon lies Dartmoor. A boundless landscape where tumbling tors give way to wild open spaces. On the northern flank of the moor, near the town of Oakhampton, a historic custom is taking place, bringing the whole community together. Beating the bounds, a truly ancient tradition stretching back more than 1,000 years. It's a rite that local farmer Crispin Alford knows well, having tended his animals on the moor for half a century.
Every 7 years, we do what we call beat the bounds, which is to mark the boundary on the moor of the parish. This is our con, we keep it going. This is not to be lost, not to be lost.
Before maps, parish boundaries needed solid markers. Big, bold declaration of where one's land begins and another's ends. So today, young and old are heading up onto the moor to remark the boundary stones and reclaim their patch.
So we're going to start off here and then walk back. It's going to be 7.5 miles at least walking. Crispin Alford is taking the lead.
And today, hundreds have turned out in the parish of Throwley.
First time I think I was 2-year-old when I'd done it first up here. Done it every time since. What we want to do is keep it going, and I'd do it myself if nobody else would do it. It's a tradition that's gone on for hundreds of years.
This is physical as well as social history. Treading the footprint of the parish boundary. A way of imprinting on each generation of minds exactly where their parish lands lie.
What do you want better than this? This is my office, really, as they call it. And if I feel a little bit down, a bit depressed sometimes, I come out here on my own and it's all good again.
It's a good opportunity to catch some of the sights unique to Dartmoor.
Ponies are Dartmoor ponies. Back in the days, they reckoned there was 32,000 ponies on Dartmoor. And you'd be lucky to find 1,200 now. Isn't it good to see? Good to see, isn't it, on the moor? And let's face it, they were up here a long time before we were, or the sheep or the cow.
Remarking the boundary stones that have been weathered by wind and rain reasserts ancient grazing rights.
Well, we've got the stone here, and there's a TP on there. My mate Graham, he's got the hammer and chisel, and he'll chisel out, and hopefully it'll last for another 7 years till the next time it gets done. And that's the boundary of our Throwley parish. South Tolton, that side. Throwley this side.
Anybody want to have a go?
Not all the 15 stones are easy to find. But to those who love the moor, a little bit of digging and delving can pay off.
This rock that Graham's actually chipping out now, we couldn't find for years. And with the tractors coming up and down, we'd widened it a bit and rolled it on his flat. And of course he was underneath, wasn't it? And we took a drastic action of turning it over, which was a bit of a job. And there he was, there's the tea.
Working in the hot sun is thirsty work, but Crispin has a stash of something he'll share with everyone.
Oh, very well.
Should be cold.
Cider, another Devon tradition that's nourished villagers through the years.
We buried this. There's one more there somewhere. Lovely and cold. What do you want better than that? Oh, look at that.
Beating the bounds is the chance for each generation to come together, to reaffirm their connection with the moor and celebrate the beautiful place where they live.
You girls all right? Boys?
As the villagers come down off the moor, there's one special custom left to observe.
This is the final stone. We always bump the youngest parishioner, which in this case is David Jordan's little girl, Millie. She's about 18 months old and resident in the parish, so we're going to bump her on the stone in a minute. 7 times, obviously for one for each year. We claim your right to the boundary. And it's good to get people together. It's just it's village life. That's it for another 7 years, yeah. 7 years' time, perhaps I'll ride the horse around. I don't know. 7 years, we'll see. Time for the younger generation to take over. That's what it's all about, isn't it? That's what it's all about.
At Higher Trenowen Farm in Cornwall, farmers Bridgette and Steve Clamp are on a mission, raising the profile of one of the West Country's most distinctive breeds. They've reared up a prize-winning herd of Devon ruby red cattle. And today, they're hoping the next generation of buskers will prove just as handsome.
We've got the vet coming. We're going to be seeing if a bunch of cows here are in calf.
This year, they're ploughing on into the unknown. They put their faith in an expensive new bull, Nimrod. And this is the first season he's been tried with their herd.
If we've got too many cows that are empty, has the bull done its job? That's the other side of the coin. Is the bull fertile? I think he is fertile because we haven't seen too many cows come in season. So this is either determines the cow's fate or the bull's fate. It's a tough life on a farm.
How long has it been running with the bull? A couple of months?
The bull came out beginning of July.
For vet Jonathan McCotter, it's a mix of high-tech scans and low-tech fumbling as he figures out the internal goings-on.
You go in rectally, and then you find the cervix, and you find the uterine body. Like, as soon as I put my hand in there, I can feel there's something in this animal's uterus. So she's a good sort of 4 months, something like that, I should think.
The first signs are promising.
Yes, Bridgette?
Happy, very pleased. We've got a bull that works, and we've got some nice fertile cows. 690. She went to Nimrod. I saw her go on the 2nd of April.
The tests reveal that all but one of Bridgette's cows are pregnant. Nimrod has done a proper job. It's a brave boost for the Higher Trenowen herd. Now, Nimrod must be prepared for his next big challenge, competing in the best of breed at a prestigious Cornish show. It's all hands to the pump.
A lot of preparation. If we don't prepare, then we fail. We want the cattle to look as good as we can because we've put a lot of hard work into them. This is our shop window. We want to get out there and show people what cracking cattle we have here at Trenowen.
And there's another good reason that things are looking up. Oliver, the face of Cornwall's farming future. Although not from farming stock himself, he's obsessed with all things agricultural, and Bridgette has taken him under her wing.
I'm happy now that school's finished. I can come up here and just be around the cows and just helping out, really, and just being around it all. Back at school, I've been trapped inside, but now I'm up here and just helping out with the cattle and learning more about agriculture.
And Oliver will also get a tickle at the trophies.
Come on. Come on, boy. Good boy, come on.
He's been given the task of parading Umpire, the Clamp's up-and-coming young pretender.
You do get jitters, of course you do. You wonder who's going to be there, what's the weather going to be like, are your cows going to perform, and most of all, will your judge like your cattle and you get a red rosette? You know, that at the end of the day is what it's all about. You want to get out there. I'm quite competitive. And yeah, I want to get out there and get a red rosette.
Later, in Devon and Cornwall.
Right, see if it works.
Hi, Shark. Go on then, Sharky.
Harbourmaster Georgina employs a robotic sidekick to keep her waters rubbish-free.
It's doing an incredibly important job, keeping the harbour clean and stopping it going back out there.
The steadier your horses go, the better it is.
While Cornish father and daughter David and Myrtle stay grounded in an age-old tradition.
The thing about the horses is they're an important part of our heritage, and that part shouldn't be lost.
Early dawn in a rich corner of farmland, and as the sun slowly starts to rise, so memories of the past begin to stir. Today, this patch of ground is preparing to see man and beast in earthly combat. Not with the clash of swords and spears, but with the peaceful ploughshare. David and Myrtle Jones make up one of Cornwall's few remaining horse-drawn ploughing teams.
You seen his new shoes?
Oh, yeah?
And today, they've entered one of the region's annual competitions to prove the days of the horse aren't over yet. David and Myrtle are based on the outskirts of Camborne, in the village of Troon, a part of West Cornwall once famous for producing copper and tin. Their passion is for working horses and ponies, and they keep up the standards of the old practices by entering local shows.
Do you think they'll be good today?
Yeah.
Today's competition is the chance to really make their mark.
No, you don't get nervous, I don't think. If you're fairly relaxed and chilled with horses, they tend to be just follow on. That's the theory, anyway. The horses have got to go steady. The steadier your horses go, the better it is. And it makes the ploughing easier. People think that straightness is the most important thing, but it's probably not. So you're judged on overall general appearance, your start, then your overall ploughing, your ins and outs, whether it's messy or broken up at the ends, and your finish.
Their pulling pair of horses today are Bill, a Daleshire cross who's a seasoned old warhorse, and Irish cob Harry, who's an untried novice. Just like David and Myrtle, it's a blend of youth and experience.
I got him there, I got him. It's great for me that Myrtle's interested, and hopefully she will carry on working horses, and it'd be nice if she did carry on.
Far more than just a loustering chore, ploughing's a skill and a craft, sadly now fast disappearing. The soil must be cut vertically and laid out horizontally, and no matter what the conditions, each furrow kept a uniform depth.
Oh, oh, oh. Don't lead him, but just keep him how he wants to walk in there, all right? All right, Mert, horses.
Bill, get over.
Come back with me, Mert. With the Cornish method of ploughing, what you do, you would start up along your longest, straightest hedge at the top of your field, and you throw your soil uphill, and land would be ploughed in the autumn and left until the spring before it was sown. People back 80 years ago kept a plough specifically for match ploughing, just to beat their neighbour at a ploughing match. That's how proud farmers were of their work. Ho, ho.
It's looking good, I think. There was a few rocks, so the plough came out of the furrow, but I would definitely like to do this. I do quite like driving and ploughing as well. It looks quite easy, to be honest, but it's really, really hard because you have to keep the wheel in the furrow and concentrate on that all the time whilst you're also driving the horses. And also at the end, it's really heavy and you have to lift it up and turn it.
And as each line of tods and tabs is turned, craft, patience and teamwork are all put on show.
You did a good job, Mert.
Thank you.
At the end of each competition comes the prize giving.
Second, D. Jones.
No, we're very pleased with second place. Young horse, and he went very well. We were pleased with the horse, pleased with the way the day went.
Yeah.
So, yeah, very good.
Yeah, I've had a really good day today. Yeah, I'm very happy.
For David and Myrtle, today's less about winning or losing, more about protecting and preserving an ancient Cornish craft.
The thing about the horses, to my mind, is they're an important part of our heritage, and that part shouldn't be lost. Their future is in their past, if you like, keeping that alive and keeping it going.
Ilfracombe, a compact and charming harbour of extraordinary highs and lows. This picturesque North Devon port has the highest tidal range of anywhere in Britain. Ships and sailors, beware. This unique trait means harbourmaster Georgina Carlo-Paat always has to be on the lookout.
I don't think there is actually a typical day in a harbour master. You have your set jobs, you have your obligatory duties, and then literally by 8:30, 8:45, the door's going, the phone's going, and every day is completely different.
Sitting on the edge of Exmoor National Park, 12 miles north of Barnstaple, Ilfracombe is a small harbour town, a safe haven for sailors heading in from the Bristol Channel.
I got the cruise ship Rotterdam due to come in on Friday, and this is a notice to the local fishermen who come down and fish off the pier that unfortunately I'm going to have to restrict the area.
Keeping her harbour shipshape is a matter of professional pride. And today, a brand new helper is pitching in to assist with the marine clean-up operations. She's just taken delivery of a remote-controlled waterborne litter picker, the only one of its kind in England.
OK, have you got the controls then, Dave?
Right, see if it works.
Bye, Shark. Go on then, Sharky.
Named the Waste Shark, this battery-powered robot gobbles up plastic. Its mission? To boldly keep Georgina's precious harbour spick and span.
It's designed to just swim through the water, semi-submerged, and pick up anything in its wake. Hopefully more plastics and debris, but seaweed as well.
Just outside the harbour is an important marine conservation zone.
It's doing an incredibly important job and keeping the harbour clean and stopping it going back out there.
After hungrily scouring the port for prey, the plastic predator is guided in for the kill.
Quaver's back.
Hey, I got it, yeah.
Quaver's back.
Yeah, got it.
OK, where did that come from? Yeah, got it.
Beautiful.
Nice. Oh, nice driving. That's the other one to add to your CV, shark operator.
The garbage gobbled up, the shark can be safely reeled in.
Yeah, that's it, we're out. It's a hugely good sign there wasn't a lot of rubbish out there, especially this time of year. So, looking good. At the moment, I'm covered in sand, I've been covered in diesel. Not the most glamorous, but then you get to work in the most amazing, beautiful place. I can't really put my finger on what my favourite bit is. All of it. It's just great.
It's show season in Cornwall. A chance for both coast and country to proudly display their wares. And for Devon ruby red beef farmer Bridgette Clamp, who's got her sights set on the prize, it pays to go well prepared.
We fed them, we've done all the background work. That's the most important thing. You do all your work at home and then you just go there on the day and try and enjoy yourself and show people what decent cattle you've got and hope the judge agrees with you.
This year, Bridgette's hopes are riding on our new bull, Nimrod. While her young apprentice, Oliver, is hoping his charge, Umpire, will triumph too. To bring them to peak condition, Bridgette's called in celebrated cow stylist Roger Pascoe, who knows how to prink and preen these pampered bovine stars.
Roger helps us out a lot with our show teams and showing, as we all say, accentuating the positive and eliminating the negative. This is a very precision job. He's going across the top of the tail and then he'll be doing the underbelly, which requires a lot of concentration because it does tickle a bit, especially down in these important parts. Well, I think I would be a bit nervous if somebody was around my nether regions with their clippers, but he's doing very well. Good lad.
In just a few days' time, Nimrod will be making his first show appearance for them in Camelford, 50 miles away. And with over 60 years of experience, Roger knows all the tricks of the trade.
The first thing you do when you're showing an animal is go and psychologically get at the judge and you stare him out. Well, we don't cheat. We bend the rules, but we never break them. We give them a hell of a warping.
For now, the prinking's over.
He's looking awfully smart.
Yeah, awfully smart.
I hope he looks as smart as that at
That is
Camelford.
all up to you.
As well as looking good, the cattle have to be on their best behavior. And with Oliver also hopeful of prizes, today's a final chance for him to put Umpire through his paces for the ring.
So this will be the first time that Oliver's led Umpire. He's learned his manners. We feel pretty confident that Oliver will be able to handle him. We're just going to take him out and the young bull and have a bit of a walk around. We're having sort of practice at ring craft. The judge will want to see how well they walk, but also all our hard work, all our washing and clipping and everything, and to show off how good a bullock that actually is stood in front of the judge and why he should put that first. I don't think that's too bad, don't fiddle.
With lessons in presentation and deportment complete, Bridgette and Oliver have done all they can. They must now keep their fingers crossed.
Walk on straight into back to mother.
He was all right, he was just a bit slow because he knew that Mother was calling and he didn't want to go round, he wanted to go back. At the end of the day, they've got a mind of their own, but hopefully he'll be all right.
Yeah, I think we're ready for the show, don't you?
Yeah.
Umpire's going well.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
Camelford show, all about North Cornwall, lovely people that run it. There's usually a good showing of Devons there, so yeah, we shall have some competition, yes.
Later, in Devon and Cornwall,
It's like Christmas.
Oh, wow.
A wave of excitement for surfer Katie as her dad's custom-made board is put to the test.
Got her arms up in the air. She's going, Dad, it's great.
They're all having their breakfast, they're all happy, and I'm happy. We're good.
It's showtime for Bridgette, and her bull Nimrod is raring to go.
Oh, Nimrod! Hi, Kitty! Ah!
On the north coast of Cornwall lies the town of Newquay, where surfing is a way of life and a love shared by father and daughter Keith and Katie Beddoe.
All the best surf happens in the most beautiful places in the world.
Like this.
Surfer Katie is wading back into action after a serious knee injury. To support her comeback, Dad Keith has custom-made Katie a flam-new surfboard. And now the final finishing touches have been completed. It's all set to be launched.
Today's the big reveal. Katie's going to see it today, so we're going to meet up at the beach and, yeah, show her the board and get her reaction. It's quite a big thing, a new surfboard, even for an established surfer. And I'm no different. I get genuinely excited. All right?
Yeah, good, Dad.
Well.
It's like Christmas. Oh, wow. That looks amazing. And it has got a lot more volume in it, hasn't it?
It is bigger.
But it's going to catch loads more waves,
Correct.
and I'm going to get to the nose.
Right.
Totally. And it always amazes me that Dad can create, hand shape a board that fits all the criteria that I need. I mean, you make the board that helps me surf better.
Oh, you'll have another cuddle.
Oh, another cuddle. I've got to go and find some waves.
And there's no better place to put Katie's board to the test than the legendary Fistral Beach.
The talking's done, now's the time for action.
Maiden voyage, go.
Yeah, go large or go home. Do it. Come on, waves. Oh, here's Katie now. Paddling for the first time. She's on the board. Oh, nose riding already. Oh my goodness me. That's, yeah, very nice. She's got her arms up in the air, so she's going, Dad, it's great. As the shaper, I've put a lot of energy and effort into getting this right. I think it's the right board. I sense that the board is good.
The board is really good.
Yeah.
Dad's done a ridiculously good job of getting me further up the nose of the board, hopefully to get more points, but more than anything, this board will catch a lot of waves. So it really has proven to be a wave catcher and a nose rider.
With her new board, Katie's surfing future looks to be on firm footing. And it's a passion that will last a lifetime, just like her dad.
There's days that we go, we could be anywhere in the world.
We don't need to be anywhere
We don't need
else.
to go anywhere. Cornwall has it all.
It all started here for me and for Katie, and we're still here now.
For me, Cornwall, this is my home, birth home. I'm proud of being Cornish. It's got everything for me and my family. This is my perfect base for life. I have travelled the world, but I always come home.
Early morning at Higher Trenawan Farm near Penzance. And show day for Bridgette and Steve comes wrapped in some good old Cornish mizzle.
Morning. If we put the yearling and the bull calf in the front, Then the 3 bigger ones are not rubbing their backsides against the side of the wagon. Come on, come.
They're entering the pick of their beef cattle in the summer's last show at Camelford. Despite the grey day, Bridgette is still hoping her Devon Ruby Reds will sparkle.
Well, you don't exactly spring out of bed after all the hard work and now you know your cattle are going to get soaked wet through. But who knows, rain before 7, dry before 11. Let's hope it dries off. They're used to being out in all weather, so they're not going to shrink, are they?
Today, Bridgette's a bit on edge. It's the debut public appearance for her new bull, Nimrod.
Very anxious. Want to get up there. Want to get my cattle off that wagon. So, and get everything underway. So, hope we have a safe trip. It's a long journey, for us anyway. So, to make sure they all arrive safely. And that is well packed.
It's a good 50-mile jaunt from their farm to Camelford. And with around a ton of prime beef in the back of a lorry, it's a journey fraught with nerves. Safe in the showground, the Clamp crew get busy with their final nips and tucks.
Yes, they've travelled all right. They've travelled okay. They're all having their breakfast, they're all happy, and I'm happy. We're good.
In all, 5 of the Clamp's Ruby Reds are being entered into the competition.
Oh, Nimrod! Hi, kitty! Stop it! It's very nice, but no.
Seems that Nimrod's got the wind up him. So the challenge of handling him in the ring will need a cool head and a firm hand.
Good luck. Being a bull is just that bit heavier on the head, and Jeff's stronger in the arm to keep the head up.
But once in the ring, Nimrod oozes his bovine charm and romps home to claim first prize at the first attempt. And then he lands the double whammy as part of a pair.
Nimrod and the 2-year-old have won the pairs class, so that's brilliant. They're a lovely rounded pair of cattle.
With Team Trenowen on a roll, it's Oliver's turn with umpire.
I'm feeling all right, a little bit nervous, but then I've done it before and I just want to go in there, enjoy it and try my best.
Oliver's got small hands, so having to have 2 bits of rope as well as the stick, and being a young child, coordination isn't quite so good. For this competition, it is the handler. It should be judged on the handler.
Oliver faces stiff competition. Many of his competitors are sons and daughters of farmers, with their noses in front from the outset. It's a stuttering start. But after a valiant attempt, he doesn't come away empty-handed.
Well done. Well done, Oliver.
Thank you. I came 5th out of 7. I thought we could have done a bit better if he wasn't playing up, but then that's the part of showing. You can't always win.
But despite the small setback, Team Trenowen still managed to come out on a high. Olivia, the 5th member of their Ruby Red show team today, sweeps all before her, picking up the ultimate title, Best in the Whole Show.
She's never not won a class this year, so pretty good. She was champion female at Royal Cornwall, and she's gone on the rest of the season, so that's really brilliant, and I'm really pleased for her. Lovely girl.
Flushed with success, it's another major step forward for the show team.
Thanks, everyone. Team Trenowen, it's been brilliant. Ended on a high, haven't we? Thanks ever so much. Cheers.
For Bridgette and Steve, their work at Higher Trenowen Farm has been given a ringing endorsement. And Nimrod's double success this summer, both in the field and in the ring, part of a much wider picture as they continue their commitment to preserving this historic Devon breed. Next time in Devon and Cornwall,
we're not going to have that much room to play with.
Polperro prepares itself for a mighty renovation.
I'm sure it will work perfectly. But they said that about the Titanic.
Everybody knows it's my test date today, so yeah, there's been plenty of support.
In Bodmin, trainee train driver Will puts his know-how to the test.
So just got to go past the points here, not hitting the buffers, because then I would fail my driving test.
And an ancient Cornish church gets a touch of TLC.
It can go in easy, or it could be a pig.